Okay. Very good morning, guys. Fine. Last day, we are talking about types of constructors. That's where we stopped it in the last days, right? Yes or not? We're talking about the types of constructors. Basically, I said your constructors are five types. What are five types? Default constructor, parameterized constructor, we have static constructor, copy constructor, and the private constructor. Okay, like this, we just have five different types of constructors that are available here. Okay, so default constructor means a constructor without any parameters. Parameterized constructor means with parameters. Copy constructor already you saw in the last class. It means a constructor taking the same type as its parameter. The constructor is going to take the same type as its parameter. That's what we call as a copy constructor. And then we have a private constructor. Private constructor means this constructor is going to be, it won't allow anyone to create the instance of consume the class. The class, I said you, it's like an introvert. No one can work with it. No one can just use it at all. No one can use that class at all. That is what basically we call it as a private constructor. A private constructor. Are you clearer or not? Okay, one thing understand. Basically, this default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor, private constructor. All these are non-static here. All these are non-static only. Means under non-static only, we have default, parameterized, copy, private, all these things will come. Well, generally, you understand about the static constructor. Static constructors, if you recollect yourself, I said you, for static constructors, we don't have parameters at all. Static constructors cannot have parameters, so static constructors cannot be overloaded. No parameters and no overloading is allowed there. Are you getting me or not? There are no parameters. So what is not allowed? Overloading is not allowed for you in that particular case. Okay. But see, whatever we talk, all these things will come for you on the non-static only. Means default is also non-static only. Parameterized is also non-static only. Copy constructor is also non-static only. Private also non-static only. Static one. Remaining all are non-static only. All these things comes under the category of non-static. Is it clearer? So like this, we just have five different types of constructors that are available for you in your code. Okay. So we'll have five constructors. This is where we stopped in the last class, guys. Five different types of constructors. Okay. It's a very important interview question. Remember all these things. Okay. Next. Today, what we are going to learn is, listen guys, it's about today what we're going to talk is about sealed class and sealed method. Sealed class and sealed method. So what is a sealed class and what is a sealed method? Okay, listen. If a class is defined by using sealed keyword on it, we call it as a sealed class. So just understand, if a class is defined by using sealed keyword on it, if you define a class by using sealed keyword on it, we call it as a sealed class. That is what we call as a sealed class actually. Are you people clear or not? We call that class as a sealed class. And very importantly, all of you should remember here is a sealed class cannot be inherited. A sealed class cannot be inherited. Okay. So simply speaking, watch it. Class 1. You define some members here. Okay now? And afterwards, what are you doing class? Class 2 colon class 1. And how here, what can you do? Consume members of class 1 from here. You know this already now? Yes or not? Now see the new story. What is the new thing? Here I'm using sealed. Here I'm using sealed. So this is a sealed class. And once that class is sealed, immediately this is invalid. Did you understand that? Once the class is defined as sealed, this is invalid. You cannot inherit from a sealed class. Sealed classes cannot be inherited from. Understood all of you? What is it? Sealed classes cannot be inherited from. Inheriting from a sealed class is not possible. You can consume a sealed class wherever you want. You can consume a sealed class wherever you want, but only by creating its instance. You can consume a sealed class wherever you want, but only by creating its instance. Reusability is available, guys. I'm not telling reusability is not available. What is not possible? Inheritance is not possible. But creating an instance and consuming the sealed class wherever you want is still possible. It can be consumed anywhere, only by creating the instance. What is not possible? Inheritance is not possible. But instance creation is 100% possible. The best example for a sealed class is string. Yes, guys, string is a sealed class. You can never inherit from the string class. You can never inherit from the string class, but you can consume the string class wherever you want by creating its instance. Everywhere we are using string and all over board now. But try to inherit from the string class, you get an error. Try to inherit from a string class, you get an error. But wherever you want a string class, you have a chance to consume the string class in all those areas. Okay, just a second. Watch. Are you clear? So you just can observe it. If at all, you just go for defining a sealed class. If you go for defining a sealed class, what is not possible? Inheritance is not going to be possible there. Are you clearer or not? Inheritance is not going to be possible. You cannot inherit from that class. So you can observe here. This is your class now. And this class now, I'm using a colon. Okay, and I'm inheriting from string. I'm inheriting from the string class. Error. What is the error? Cannot derive from a sealed class. You cannot derive from a sealed type. Understood all of you? But we can use the string class wherever you want. We can use the string class wherever you want. How? By creating a instance. But inheriting from the class is not going to be possible. Understood what is a sealed class, guys? Okay. If I declare a class by using a sealed modifier, we class that class as a sealed class. And the important thing about the sealed class is sealed classes cannot be inherited. You cannot inherit from a sealed class. That doesn't support inheritance to you. How to consume? Only by creating instances we can consume. Only by creating the instances we can just consume it. Okay, next. What is the next one, guys? Seal method. Seal method. What is seal method? If a parent class if a parent class method cannot be overridden under the child class. If a parent class method cannot be overridden under the child class, we call that as seal method. If a parent class method cannot be overridden under the child class, we call that as seal method. Are you clear? And don't forget, guys, by default, every method is a seal method because we can never override any method. We can never override any method. Okay? Any method of a class. We can never override any method of a class unless it is declared as. Without declaring virtual, you cannot override any method here. Correct or not? So every method is a sealed method only then. Every method is a sealed method. What do you mean sealed method? Sealed methods cannot be overridden. If a parent class method cannot be overridden under the child class, we call that as sealed method. I repeat, if a parent class method cannot be overridden under the child class, we call that as sealed method. And by default, every method is a sealed method because we can never override any method of a class unless it is declared as virtual. Until the method is declared virtual, you can never override any method at all. It's not going to be possible. Is it clear or not? Understood all of you? So that is what about the sealed methods. That's what about the sealed methods. Overriding them is not going to be possible at all. Okay now? Okay? Now see, listen here. I have a class here. Class 1. In this class, I'm writing a method, public virtual void show. Now I have another class, class 2, colon. Can I overwrite the method? Yes or not? Yes, because it is declared as virtual, I can overwrite the method in the child class now. Because it is declared as virtual, I can override the method. Array, did you hear to overriding, Rahul? Did you attend the classes of overriding? Rahul Mishra, faster. When can you override a parent class method under child class? When can you override a parent class method under the child class? You think and answer. When can you override a parent class method under the child class? Answer that question first. Shakant, I did not ask you. Okay, you look here. This class can override the method now. Public override void show. Public override void show. Overriding virtual now? And now tell me, can I override this without declaring virtual? No, understand this method is a sealed method now. Yes or not? So by default, every method is a sealed method. Every method is by default sealed method because you know that overriding a method is possible only when it is declared as virtual. Okay? So now it is virtual. Now I can override. Now answer this question. Another class here. Class 3. Inheriting from class 2. Can I override this method for one more time? Can I override this method for one more time? Already overdone by class 2. Can I override this method for one more time in class 3? Yes, you can. Once a method is declared virtual in a parent, once a method declared virtual in parent, any child class of it, in a linear hierarchy, any child class of it in a linear hierarchy means straight line. Multi-level guys, any child class in a multi-level inheritance can override that method. Any child class in a multi-level inheritance can override that particular method. Anything, class 1, under that we have class 2, under that we have class 3. All these classes can override that particular method now. Did you understand the point or not? All these classes can override this method. Sequentially, line by line, one by one method can override this in this scenario. Are you clearer or not? Understood my point? So class 1 overriding again. Class 2 overriding again. Class 3 is overriding. This is valid, guys. This is valid. And this is also valid. And one thing understand, class 2 did not override the method. Class 2 did not override. No problem. Class 3 can write. Virtual it is declared. Class 2 did not override. Class 3 can write. Class 2 override. Class 3 also can override. Anyone. Once declared as virtual. Means you're opening the seal there. You're opening the seal there. Okay. But now I'll show you another scenario. Watch it. Now guys, the same thing only. Now here in this case, I don't want class 3 to override my method. I don't want class 3 to override my method. Class 3 should not override the method. Then what you do? Click sealed override. When I say sealed override, this is going to be invalid. When I say sealed override, this method is going to be invalid. This overriding is invalid. So what I'm trying to tell you now, on the topmost class is the root. We don't require to declare, we don't require to use sealed anywhere. We don't require to use sealed anywhere because by default every method is sealed already. But what are you doing, You're declaring virtual and opening the seal now. You're declaring virtual and opening the seal. Once you declare as virtual and open the seal, now child classes get the chance to override it now. Did you catch my point? Child classes gets the chance to override it. So class 2 can override, class 3 can override, anyone can override. But if class 2, while overriding, can use sealed so that class 3 cannot override. Means what are you restricting? You are restricting further overriding of the method. We are restricting what? Further overriding of the method. Did you catch my point or not? It is restricting you further overriding of the method. That is virtual already on the top and class 2 has sealed it. While overriding, it has performed a seal. So what is the point to understand, In the topmost level, what is the top class here? Class 1. There we never use sealed here. There we never use sealed. Sealed is never used there. Are you getting my point or not? Because that is already sealed. But you used virtual and open the seal. So that's why sealed keyword will come only from the second class onwards. Will not come in the first class. In the first class, you will never have sealed any time. Only from the second class onwards, the sealed will come. I'll tell you an example. String method is declared virtual in object class now. Yes or not? And matrix class has overridden that method, remember? Array, matrix class has overridden that method, remember that or not? Yes or not? So matrix class, while overriding, if it uses sealed, a child class of the matrix doesn't have a chance to override that method again. Child class of the matrix will not have a chance to override that method again. If you observe this, last day we defined matrix. Friday, remember, we defined the matrix class. This matrix class inherits from object. What are you doing? And now while overriding here, I'm using of sealed also. tomorrow if there is a child class for matrix, it doesn't have a chance to override the two-string method again. Am I clear? Okay, that is what. So on the top class, we never use sealed anytime. That will, if it sealed comes means that is only from the second class onwards sealed will come, but never comes on the first class, because first class everything is sealed only. Every method is sealed method only. Are you clear? Okay. So what is not possible? Overriding is not possible. Overriding is not possible. Yeah, when did I say accessing is not possible? You can call any method from anywhere. Okay, accessing is possible. What is not possible? Overriding. Consume it, but don't change the behavior of it. Are you clearer or not? You go to a library, read the book, but you cannot take the book. Understood my point? You go to library, you can read the book, no problem. But you will say, I will take the book, not possible. You can't take, you can only read. Consumption is possible. What is not possible? Overriding is not possible. That's all. Okay. So did you understand about these two things now? Sealed class, sealed method. And we already have an example for sealed class live. What is the example? String. String is the sealed class. Okay, now sealed method, you can do it. Just now I shown you in your code. I declared this as sealed. So tomorrow if there is a child class for matrix that cannot go for overriding the two-string method anymore. So that is going to be restricted. That's what sealed class and sealed method is. So the sealed methods overridable, right? Body present and mind absent. You listen the complete movie, you watch the movie, and finally you are asking, sir, who is the hero of the movie now? I very clearly explained sealed classes cannot be overridden. And again, you are telling sealed methods are overridable, sir. They cannot be overridden. That's what I'm telling you. This is invalid. If you declare a method as sealed, you cannot override. Why are you talking about overloading here? Why overloading came now? These are two different concepts. Don't relate them. Don't confuse yourself first. What is overloading? Overloading is multiple behaviors. Overriding, changing behavior. Why are you relating these two? Don't relate them. Overloading is possible. That's not at all related here. You can do overloading. I did not talk anything about overloading. What I said is only overriding parent classes methods under the child classes will not be possible. That's what. Don't relate that to something else and confuse yourself. See, if I did not say that, or I did not talk anything about overriding, it's not possible. Then it is possible. Then there is no question about that again. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with sealed class and sealed methods. Sealed class methods cannot be inherited. Sealed class methods cannot be. And sealed method means cannot be overridden. Understood the difference? Sealed class means cannot be inherited. Sealed method means cannot be overridden. Level out. Sir, about what about hiding? I talked only about overriding, not possible. I did not talk overloading, not possible. I did not talk hiding, not possible. Did I say them? Then they are possible. If they are not possible, I will tell you. What is not possible? Overriding is not possible. That's all. Is it clear, everyone? Fine. The next thing is, guys, abstract methods and abstract class. Yes, now we learned about sealed class and sealed method. The same way we have a concept called abstract class and abstract method. What's an abstract class and abstract method? What is an abstract class and abstract method? Okay, let's try to understand about it. Abstract class, abstract method. What are these? Okay, so what is this abstract class and abstract method is? Listen, first we'll talk about abstract method. First we'll talk about abstract method. What's an abstract method? If a method is declared defined without any body, we call it as abstract method. That is, these methods will have declaration but not implementation. These methods will have declaration but not implementation. What exactly is this? Public void add int x comma int y. Console dot write line x plus y. Now tell me, does this method have a body or not? Yes or not? So this is a non-abstract method. Then what is an abstract method, sir? This is an abstract method. Public void sub int x comma int y. That is called abstract method. No body. What we have is only declaration without implementation. Are you clearer or not? Sir, what is the use of that? I will talk about that. Users don't bother. First understand what is it. Then I'll show you what is the use of it. Are you clear? Understand the concept first. Then we'll discuss what is the use of it. So public void sub int x comma int y. So that is going to be an abstract method. That is what we call as an abstract method. And here see guys, to declare any method as abstract, we need to use abstract keyword on that method. That's important. If you want to declare a method as abstract, we require to use an abstract keyword. But the declaration is invalid, guys. How to declare? Public abstract void sub. So this is what we call abstract method. Point clear, everyone? Come on. Public abstract void sub int x comma int y. That method is an abstract method. Okay? So there's only declaration, guys. There's no body. Then what is abstract class? The class under which we declare abstract members is an abstract class, and it should also be declared by using abstract keyword. Guys, where do you write a method here? You write a method in a class now. You can't write a method directly. Every method should be defined in a class. So tomorrow, where you should define these methods, inside a class, you should define the methods. So if you understand class, okay, and I'm giving the class as math, class math. Define me class math. We are just trying to understand this, but define this particular class math. And if you observe this one, if you just observe this one about this class here, okay, all of you, if you look at this code, if you just look at this particular code, you're declaring the method as an abstract. So this class is also abstract, and here also I should use abstract class. Here also we should use abstract now. So first, did you get an idea what is an abstract class and what is an abstract method? What is an abstract class? A class that contains abstract methods. A class that contains abstract methods is a abstract class. What's an abstract method? A method without a method body. A method without a body is what we call as a abstract method. So an abstract class, we have an abstract method here. Point clear? Yes or not? Okay. So this is about an abstract class and abstract method. Now coming below, look at this. What's it? An abstract class can contain both abstract and non-abstract members in it. Yeah, already I showed you, one is abstract and one is non-abstract. An abstract class can contain both abstract and, yeah, clearly visible there, na. One method is non-abstract and one method is abstract. So both are allowed. So no restrictions for that. Both are allowed. Okay, abstract is also allowed. Non-abstract is also allowed. Both are allowed here. Okay, next. The implementation for abstract methods, the implementation for abstract methods in an abstract class should be given by the child class of the abstract class without fail. I have a doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, method without a body, what is the use? Array, the method has body, I can call it. But here the method is defined without a body now. What is the use? That's what I'm telling you. What's it? If you declare methods without body, who has to give the implementation for these methods? Child class. The child class has to give the implementation. Without fail. Without fail means it's mandatory. It is mandatory for the child class to give an implementation for this particular method. It is mandatory for the child classes to implement the methods. Simply I'll tell you. If we talk about till now, what we learned in inheritance, parent class defines some set of methods in it. Child classes can consume the methods. Yes or not? Parent classes define some methods in it. Child classes. What's it? Your parents earn some money or earn some property. You enjoy them now. Correct? Now, when you come to abstract, what is it? A coin has two sides now. You look at the other side. What the other side? Till now, what are we discussing is parent class providing their members to the children to consume. Correct? Now, parent class is imposing some restrictions on the children now. Parent class imposing some restrictions on the children. Say, your parents are not only giving their money, property, and wealth to you, they also impose some conditions and restrictions on you also. Yes or not? Do this and don't do that. So these are conditions which has to be fulfilled. You need to fulfill that conditions also. Are you clearer or not? So till now what are we discussing is only about enjoying the parents' property, and now what we are discussing is about conditions. Means parents restricting the children. It's a restriction, guys. Abstract method is a restriction. Why? Child class has to implement without fail. You can't escape from that. Child class has to implement those methods without fail. Compulsory, the child class should give the implementation for the method. I'll tell you in other words. The concept of abstract methods is near similar to the concept of method overriding. I repeat. The concept of abstract methods is near similar to the concept of method overriding. Is it clearer or not? Equivalent to what? Method overriding. What is that, sir? What did you learn in overriding? What did you learn in overriding? In overriding, we have learned that parent class has some methods declared as virtual. Parent class contains some methods declared virtual. Child class can re-implement those methods by using override keyword. Do you understand? Child class can do what? Override those methods by using virtual keyword. Are you clear? And when you talk about hiding, are you clear? Did you understand what is hiding? What is hiding? In hiding, parent class contains the methods declared as, not hiding. In abstract, parent class contains the methods declared as abstract. Parent class contains a method declared as abstract. Now, child class has to implement those methods. Child class has to implement those methods by using the same override keyword. By using the same override keyword. Look at this picture. Look at the left-hand side first. Method overriding. What's it? Parent contains a method declared. What is child? Child is not over. Re-implementing that method. Child is re-implementing that method. Using what? Override keyword. Mandatory or optional? Optional, huh? Now when you come to abstract, now what is that? Parent contains a method declared as abstract. Parent contains a method declared as abstract. What is child going to do? Child class has to implement that method by using the same override keyword. Understand the reference here. First one is re-implementing. Because already implemented the parent, we can re-implement. But the second one is not re-implementing. What is the second one? Implementing. We are implementing the parent class method under the child class by using the same override keyword. By using the same override keyword, we can just go for implementing that particular method here. And this is not going to be optional, this is mandatory. Are you guys clearer or not? This is mandatory. This is called re-implementing and this is called as implementing. Re-implementing is optional because already implemented in parent. But implementing is, re-implementing is optional, but implementing is mandatory because it is not implemented in the parent now. So compulsory, we are required to do it in the child. Are you clearer or not? Okay, so this is what exactly we call it as abstract methods, what we have. So this is a restriction of the parent on the child. And coming back here, what did I say? Already I proven you that. What is that on the top? Or already. What it contains? Abstract is present, non-abstract is present. An abstract class can contain both abstract and non-abstract members in it. Means what I mean to say is already shown you on the top, but one more time I'm clearing. This is an abstract class. Okay, and here we are defining some abstract members and also non-abstract members. Abstract members means without body, with body. Are you clear? Okay, now look here. I have a child class here. I have a child class of abstract class. Did you understand all of you? I have a child class of abstract class. Actually, what did you learn? Child classes can consume the parent class members now? Yes or not? That's what we learned. We have been checking up till now. Number of examples we saw also. Child classes consuming the parent class members. Now also, child class can consume the parent class members. But you can consume the parent class members only after implementing the abstract members of the parent. What I'm telling you, the child class can consume non-abstract members of the parent only after giving the implementation part. That's what I'm telling you, there is a condition there. If you fulfill that condition only, the property comes to you. Okay, so what is the first thing you require to do? First step, implement all the abstract members of the parent. Now only we can consume. Are you clear? Now only we can consume non-abstract members of the parent. So first we need to implement all the abstract members of the parent, and now only we can consume all the non-abstract members of the parent. That is the key point to understand. Is it clearer or not? Is that clearer, everyone? Okay, so that's what exactly we just required to give you a clarification. This is about the abstract class, child class of the abstract class. This is something, a property with a condition, guys. If the conditions are fulfilled, then only the properties are available to you. If the conditions are fulfilled, then only the properties are available to you. Something like this. Think like you're studying in a college, and every day you're going to your college on a bus. You need to change one or two buses and going to the college. You're asking your father to purchase a bike or a scooter for you for going to the college. You're asking your father to purchase a bike or a scooter for you to go to the college. Okay? Fine. So what happened is you're just going to sorry. Yeah. You're just asking your parents to purchase a bike or a scooter to go to the college. So regularly you're asking, your father is ignoring you, but on a fine day, he has brought the money that is required for purchasing a bike. He has bought the money that is required for purchasing a bike now. After getting the money, he said you one point. What is that, In the coming examination, if you get 75% marks, in the coming examination, if you get 75% marks, the money is yours, you can purchase the bike. Are you clear? The money is put before you in the wardrobe, locked it, put the key in his pocket, and put the condition to you. You get 75%, take the money, purchase a bike. Now tell me, if you want to get the money, what to do now? You have a condition now. What is the condition? You are required to achieve 75% of the marks. Are you clearer or not? To get the money, you are required to achieve 75% of the marks. When you achieve the 75% of the marks, then only the money is yours. Until then, the money is not yours. Am I right? Exactly. The same thing only I'm telling you now. See, this is the condition and this is the money. This is the condition, this is the money. Okay? Now, what are you doing? You're required to fulfill the condition. Implement it means you're required to fulfill the condition. Then you can take the money and spend it. Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? So, till now, unconditionally you got everything, but now you're getting on a condition. If these conditions are fulfilled, then only you get the parent class members to a child to consume. I hope everyone is clearer. Yes or not? So let's see how to define them. I'm defining a class here with the name called ABS parent. Public void add int x comma int y. Console.writeline x plus y. Simple code. minus y. Okay. So these two are non-abstract methods. The same way I want to write two abstract methods in the code. Public, okay, void, multiply, int comma, int y, and public void div int comma, int y. These two are abstract. But see, when I write them, I'm getting an error. What is error? Must declare a body because it is not marked. Array, you did not mark it abstract, yeah, then write a body. Oh, if I mark abstract, no need, no need. So then, abstract. When you're writing abstract here, yeah. So when you write abstract here, still the error is there. Still you have the error. What is the error? Your method is abstract, but it is in a non-abstract type. Class A type, type it shows me that is of the class. Non-abstract type. So what is it? You abstract members can be defined only in the abstract class. So here you're required to also declare. See now, once you declare abstract, immediately the two errors are vanished. Are you clear? Abstract class, abstract method. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to write a main method here. Create the instance of the class and call these two methods. What methods? Add and sub. I don't want to call multiply and divide because they don't have a body. What I want to call? Add and subtract. Are you clearer or not? So which method I want to call? Add and subtract. I wanted to call. So let me create the instance here. ABS parent obj is equals to new ABS parent. And then I wanted to call the method. But look guys, when I'm trying to create the instance, I'm getting an error at instance creation. Did you notice it? I'm getting an error at instance creation. What is the error? Cannot create an instance of abstract type. You cannot create an instance of abstract type. What is that, sir? Yes, guys. Abstract classes are not usable to themselves at all. Abstract classes are not usable to themselves at all. Then, abstract classes basically, they are not useful to themselves. They can only be consumed by the children. They are never usable to itself because you cannot create an instance of those classes. You cannot create an instance of those classes. So abstract class instance creation is not possible. Say something like this. Your parents earn money. But they don't spend money for unnecessary things. Yes or not? You have a good phone. Okay, you have a good smartphone. Does your father and mother have a phone with the same features what you have? Tell me. Does your father and mother have a same phone with the features what you have? Is it just going to be next from advanced 5Gs and all these things? No. What they say, they just satisfy with a minimum phone. But they give you a good phone. They just give you a good phone. So a point understand, your parents who earn the money, take a lot before spending the money. Who earn the money, spend a lot before spending the money. Simple, you spend the money. For you don't know the value of money now. You really don't know the value of money. When you come to know the value only when you are earning the money. When you earn the money. For you today, it's just 500 rupees. For you today, anything you want to spend is 500 rupees, that's all. Okay? But the same 500 rupees your father, when you want to spend, you think a lot. Am I right? Okay? But you don't think because you don't know the value of money today. When you know, you will come to know the value of money when you start earning. Okay, then your children will just say just only 1,000 rupees or just only 2,000 rupees. That's what. Okay, so the difference is that only. You see, what is it? This class will have the members but cannot consume. That's what your parents earning the money, they don't spend it, they give it for the children. Whatever they earn is for their children. What do you think? My children, my grandchildren should live happily. That is what their goal is. Correct? But they are not earning it for themselves, they are earning it for their children. So this is also same concept only. ABS, that abstract class, is going to contain the matter, but still it cannot consume. All these members can be consumed only by the children, only by the children. So creating instance of an abstract class is not possible. If instance creation is not possible, then what is the point of writing a main method here? Not required. So you see, that is an abstract class. There are two abstract members in it, and there are two non-abstract members in it. These are the two things what the class contains in it. Is that clear? Yes or not? Now let us define a child class, guys. Let's define a child class. Good. This inherits from which class? ABS parent. This is inheriting from ABS parent. Already we saw inheritance. But see guys, now when you inherit, it is throwing an error. Error. Where? Under ABS child. We never got error when we done like this earlier, but this is the first time we got. What is the error? It is telling you must implement the methods multiply and divide. It is telling you required to implement the methods multiply and divide. But do you remember the first day I showed you inheritance? When I showed you the inheritance in the class 1, I defined two methods. I came to class 2, inherited. Directly I went rectified the main method, created class 2 means child class instance, and called parent class methods. This is what I already shown you earlier. And directly I called you the parent class methods in this case now. I called you the parent class methods automatically. Understood or not? Okay, this is what I shown you. I already proven you about this one earlier, but today I'm not able to do. But today I am not able to do that. Why I'm not able to do that? The reason why I'm not able to do that is because the parent class contains abstract methods and you did not implement them. And what did I say? It's optional to implement them, mandatory to implement them. A mandatory implement. Until and unless you implement, consuming that methods in the child class will not be possible. Every method in the parent should be implemented by the child. I'm sorry. Every abstract method in the parent should be implemented by the child. And that's mandatory. You can't escape from that at any point of time. So that's what all about abstract. So should I implement it for sure? Yes, it is. Okay, guys, listen. When I use override here, it will show you the information of virtual methods in the parent, remember? I already explained here. Not only virtual, guys, it also shows you information of abstract methods. You can see that. Understood my point? Sir, you'll have a doubt now. Sir, which are abstract, which are virtual? How do I know? Means, if I know what are abstract, then only I can implement. Array, it was showing here, see? When you put your mouse here, it is showing you, see? When you put your mouse on the class, it is showing here. Multiply, divide. Understood all of you? Okay. So the point is, now when I say override here, I'll get the list of all the methods. You want to know which is virtual or which is abstract, put your mouse on the class. There you will find out what is virtual and what is abstract. And one more thing I'll tell you. I want to override two string. I want to override two string. The virtual abstract. That is virtual. But virtual, when I select that, you will find a code like this: return base.toString. Return what? Base.toString means it is calling the parent class toString method. But just observe. When I say override and multiply, this is virtual or override abstract. When I say the code will be showing as throw new not implemented exception. Not implemented exception. If you see a call to the parent method, then that is virtual. If you see like a throw new, not implemented, that is abstract. Are you guys clear? Understood? Two ways I said here. One, put your mouse there to tell you. Two, when you try to select that method, it will show you the code as not implemented. Array, inside I will return that code and write whatever I want here, but initially that is what it writes. Understood? Huh? I don't want two things, just giving an idea, that's all. Now see, you implemented one method now. So let's say the error will show only about one method only now. Which method? Dev. Which method? Dev method. Okay. Now writing public. See now the two methods are given implementation now. Array, body change it according to your requirement for the time being. And there is no error under ABS cell now. Understood? Huh? Now tell me, did you implement the parent class methods? Did you implement the parent class methods? Yes, na. You implemented the parent class methods, na. We did not write logic still there. You write it on implementation tab. Something is there. What you want, you write later, but something is there first. Implementation is given. Now only you can consume the non-abstract members of the parent. All of you can observe. Now I can call the add and subtract methods. I don't have any problem to call these methods. ABS cell, run the code, and the two methods executes. So drawback also here. What is the drawback? Sir, I don't want those methods. Even though you don't want that methods, implementation is mandatory. That is why it has given a default implementation option for you. When you select it, it writes up code and leaves it. Did you get me or not? Even though you don't want the methods, implementation is mandatory. That is why Studio has given a default implementation to you. What is it? That is the default implement. No, I want to write a perfect logic. Change it now. Console dot write line. What? X into Y. X by Y. Are you clearer or not? X into Y and X by Y. These are the two things what we just have. Okay, so run this code. Execute this. Are you guys clearer? So what about the remaining two methods? If you want to call here, you attain 75% here. The money is yours now. You spend it, deposit in a bank is your choice. Are you clearer? So here also, implementing the methods is mandatory. You've done it. Afterwards, you will consume them or don't consume is your choice. I said you only implementing is mandatory, but not calling. Calling is your choice. I'm calling it, but that's not mandatory. C dot MUL div. And I called all the four and just getting the result of all the four. Okay. So this is all about what abstract methods and abstract classes. Still, we did not understand where to use it. We'll talk on that particular thing, guys, where to use it. But first, did you understand the rules and regulations first? Yes or not? First point. What is an abstract method? A method without any body. What it contains? Declaration. Only declaration without implementation. Where you should define it? Under an abstract class. Under an abstract class. Who has to implement them? Mandatory or optional? Mandatory. Using which keyword? The same override keyword. Using the same override keyword. Okay. So when it is virtual also, we use override only. When it is abstract also, we use override only. But what is the difference? When it is virtual also, we use override only. When it is abstract also, we use override only. What is the difference? What is the difference? When it is virtual, override is optional. When it is abstract, override is mandatory. When it is virtual, override is optional. When it is abstract, override is mandatory. That is the difference what you have between override and abstract. Okay, so that's what exactly the difference what we have between the virtual and the override. Okay, now. Okay, sorry, virtual and abstract. Virtual and abstract. Both will use child override only. In both the two cases, what we use in the child? Override only. Override is only what you will be using in both the two scenarios. Okay, fine. Now, you have a doubt here. What is the use of this abstract? What is the use of this abstract? Does anyone have any doubts regarding abstract? Someone asked this question. Can we override it in class B? Yeah, you can, Shrikant. Parent reference cannot call child class method. Then how a parent, how call parent reference call child class methods? Parent reference cannot call child class method. Then how can parent reference call child class method? What is that here? Parent reference cannot call child class method. How can parent reference call child method? In abstract class. Where did I say? I did not still say anything now. Okay. Fine. Can I create the instance of the parent class? Sorry, abstract class. Can I create the instance of the abstract class? Possible or not possible? Already shown you now? We got an error. Can I create a reference of an abstract class? Did you understand my question? Can I create a reference of the abstract class? Instance creation not possible, not to be tested. But let us test reference creation possible or not. ABS parent T is equals to C. Guys, no error here. Means it is possible. What is possible? You cannot create an instance of an abstract class, but you can create a reference of an abstract class by using child class instance. Is the point clear? Yes or not? What is that? We cannot create a instance of abstract class, but we can create a reference of abstract class by using its child class instance. By using what? Its child class instance, we can call a reference. Okay, so you can create a child class reference by using its instance. So that's the key point what you just understand here. Okay, and now instance creation possible or not possible. Okay, and reference creation is always possible for you. Reference creation is always possible. Point clear or not? Okay, and now you guys understand. And you very importantly, the point is, see, with this reference now, with this reference, what is the reference P? Can I call add and subtract methods? Tell me here, where they are defined? Parent only. So can I call them or not? Yes, we can call them. Array, these two methods are defined in ABS parent only. So can I call the two methods? Yeah, without any doubt, you can call the two methods. Got it. Can I call multiply and divide methods? Come on, these two methods are implemented in the child class. Can I call these two methods by using T? Come on, yaar, open the mouth and answer. You see like this, what are you watching? Answer. Yes or no, right or wrong something, but get the answer. Possible or not possible? Possible, yeah. You're forgetting everything every time. Override now. I already clarified here. Pure child class members cannot be called, but overridden members can be called. Yes or not? We already talked about the point there. What cannot be called? Pure child class members cannot be called. I'm pinpointing you again and again. Remember the terminology. What cannot be called? Pure child class. What is pure child class members, sir? Watch it. This is ABS side. Public void mod. Int x comma int y. Console dot right line x mod y. This is pure child class member. This is a pure child class member. This information is not at all known to parent class. You are defined it purely in the child class. But don't forget, the multiply and the div are not pure child class members. They are first declared in the parent. And with the parents' permission, you have implemented this. With the parents' not permission also, with the parents' order. Why you say order? It's a restriction, no? Mandatory or optional? It's with the parents' order you implemented in the child. This parent is aware of the methods or not aware of the methods? Tell me. So can I call them as pure child members? They are not pure child members. What are they? Overridden members. So you can call the multiply method here, and also we can call the divide method here. That is valid. But try to call mod, guys, you will get error. Try to call mod. P dot mod. Okay. 100 comma 5. Error. Why error? ABS parent does not contain a definition for mod. There is nothing called mod in the ABS parent. I did not find anything there. That is a pure child class member which cannot be called. Is it clearer all of you? Yes or not? Okay, so we cannot create the instance of abstract class, but we can create a reference of abstract class by using its child class instance, and with that reference and with that reference we can call all the abstract methods of parent class that are implemented in child class. Is it clearer or not? That are implemented in child class. I hope you guys are clear, all of you. Yes or not? So this is all about abstract classes. This is all about the abstract classes. We cannot create an instance of abstract class, but we can create a reference of abstract class by using its child class instance. And with that reference, we can call all the abstract methods of parent class that are implemented in child class. It's going to be possible. You can call them. Clearer? Now the task for you is, you watched the video about inheritance, implementation of the inheritance, you watched it now? Same way, I have posted a video about implementation of abstract classes also. The video number 17 in the list. The video number 17 in the list. Actually, 2 videos are there on this. Where just mismatched, guys. The order is mismatched a little bit. Video number 20 and 17. Just a minute. This is the 17. Working with abstract classes and methods in our application. Okay, how do you use them in your application? The videos are mismatched actually. Video number 20 is what I explained to you today. Video number 20, this should come above that, but they just placed it wrongly. Okay, this is the first video. 20 is the first video. That's what I explained to you today. And the second video is 17, guys. What you need to watch is 17. If you have any doubts in what I explained to you today, watch 20. Clearer? So I want you to complete this before you come to the class tomorrow. Understand? Don't leave pendings, guys. So you need to work out on this particular thing. So how to use them in our applications? We'll get a clarity. Where exactly these abstract classes will be used in the real time. Understood? It is related to inheritance only again. The same old inheritance comes here also. Just watch it up. You'll get a clarity about it. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Did you get your answer up?
Recording stopped.